Hi Flosstube, welcome to my channel. I'm the 14 count Ada girl. My name is Tina. Thank you for joining me today, and I'd like to say welcome to all my new viewers. I've seen I have gotten some new viewers in the last week or so, and so I hope you like what you see and you stick around and hit the like and the subscribe button, ring the bell, do all the things, leave me comments. I really love reading everyone's comments and getting to know everyone. So I'd like to apologize for not having a video last Monday. I was under the weather, so there was no video last Monday, but I did put out a shop tour last Thursday. So if you haven't yet, go check out that shop tour. It is a shop tour of a shop in Fort Wayne, Indiana called Stitch and Frame. It's an awesome little shop. If you ever have the chance to go there, I highly recommend that you do. We do have some haul. We have a new start, maybe little plans, and that's where we're going to start. Let's start with these wows. We have 17 wows today. I worked really hard this week to try to hurry up and catch up, being I lost 7 days of stitching last week being ill. So it wasn't COVID or anything. It was just normal summertime cold. So we're all better now. We're still a little sniffly if you hear me. Sorry about that. So first thing I worked on was Liberty's Welcome, and Liberty's Welcome is by Plum Street Samplers. And this is it. And she's on a 14 count ivory. And she is very big, and she is slated for a finish for this year. She was started in 2021. She was my birthday start for August 2021, and so I plan to have her done by the end of this year. I'm almost done with this house. I had run out of the tan floss for the house. These are done in MPI silks, and I had to wait on more floss to get here, and it was I got it from 123 Stitch. It came in, so I was able to finish the house. So now I just need to finish that little window and then work on more motifs and the border. And there's a big section of grass underneath that says Liberty's Welcome, and so that is all grass. That's all filled in, and that's grass. So that's going to take a big chunk of time, I'm sure. So, but that did get worked on. So anytime I have extra time, I am trying to work on the ones that are trying to get finished this year. Liberty's Welcome is one of them. 100 Owls is another one of them that I'm trying to finish this year. Pet All the Dogs is another one. All of these have been being worked on for the last couple of years, so I'm trying to get them as finishes by the end of this year. I did work on 100 Owls last night. I won't be showing that in today's video because I'm going to work on it more today, so it'll be in next week's video on how much ever I get done with it, because I'm just kind of working on these things for the next 4 days, since I have the next 4 days off, since I have touched everything for the month. For those who are new, I do have around 30 to 33 projects, and I touch every one of them once a month, so you will see them every rotation. So I don't do a whip parade, because in a sense you get my whip parade every single month. So okay, last whip number one. We're not going to count these because I'll lose count. This one is my new start. It was my new start for my birthday. I just had a birthday. I am 51. And I love the game of Monopoly. And I bought this on Etsy, or not Etsy, eBay a couple of years ago. And I've been waiting for the perfect fabric for it. And everybody was on I'm on a Monopoly cross stitch board, or Facebook group, and everybody said that the green board the Monopoly used to have, it was really close to DMC color 966. So I had somebody dye me some fabric, and she was supposed to be able to do a real good job at this Monopoly board. She was highly recommended by a lot of people. I won't say her name, but I had it done back in 2020. The fabric did not turn out the way it was supposed to, let's just say that. So I didn't make a big deal of it. I kept it. It'll get used for something else, but it wasn't gonna work for my Monopoly board. So I was looking to start my Monopoly board again this year. I was thinking about doing it again, and I was like, well, I need to find somebody who can dye fabric to a specific color. And I came across To Dye For Fabrics. And if you have not heard of her yet, check her website out. It's To Dye, D-Y-E, For Fabrics. And she has the most beautiful fabrics on there. And I just sent her an email or a message. I don't even remember how I messaged her. But I asked her if she could dye me a piece of fabric, a yard of fabric, mind you. I needed a big, big piece. A yard of fabric to 966. And she said she would try and she would get back to me. And within just a few days, she got back to me, and she had like, I don't know, 4 or 5 different pieces dyed, and she had the 966 sitting on them to show me how close each one of them were. And so I picked this color, and it is on her website now. It's called Frosted Jade. And so I did get just a little tiny start on my Monopoly board. This is the Go Square, and it's sideways. There we go. That's gonna be the Go Square. I did have the actual arrow for the Go in here. I don't know if you can tell, but I have ripped it out, stitched it in our own color. Oh my Lord. So, you know, those things happen. So I'm very excited to get some more work done on that. But check out To Dye For Fabrics. I will link her below. And it's such a beautiful color. I don't even know if it's showing as well. It's a little bit darker than it's showing up here. A little bit, but oh, it's beautiful. And the modeling on it is just gorgeous. So check her out, To Dye For Fabrics. Like I said, I will put that down below. And that is the one new start we have currently. We will be having a September 1st start. It's called the BAP. We're doing a BAP, B-A-P, Big Awesome Project, Back to School project. And I'm doing a nativity scene, and I have shown it on here. I'll show it again when I actually do the start. And the most of the first part of it is basically all black and 939. It's 310 and 939. So I'll explain about those colors here in a little bit, because that has something to do with some haul I have. So the next project I worked on was Spring Quaker. Oh, that Liberty's Welcome. Let me make sure I told you everything. Liberty's Welcome was on 14 count ivory. The Monopoly board, I told you, it's on the, I did it on 14 count Frosted Jade from To Dye For Fabrics. If you do that on an 18 count, the Monopoly board, it comes closer to the size of a real Monopoly board. But I'm a 14 count Ada girl, so it's on 14 counts. So if it's a little bigger, that's okay. Bigger's better in my opinion. The next thing I worked on was Spring Quaker by Leela Studios. If you haven't seen that, this is this one. And I've only got a couple little motifs started on this one. And this one is on a 14 count fabric from Fabric Flair. There's our like the screen printed, where it's printed on one side and it's just white on the other. And I just love their fabric. I really like their fabric. It's really nice, and the modeling in it's really beautiful. And this is called Nut. This is the name of this fabric, is called Nut. And that's how far I have gotten on this. I think I just finished this one right here the other day. That's where I got. And then I'm gonna work over here and do this one. So it's getting a little start. It's getting going. You're being able to see stuff now. It is very, very brown. If you don't care for the brown colors, if you watch Laura Stitching by the Shore. Her name is Stitching by the Shore. Her name is Laura. She has changed a lot of these brown colors to other colors, and they look really good. And she puts all the conversions on her channel. So I link her below too. If I had started this, you know, after she had started hers, I probably would have used her conversion, but I started mine first. So I've already got it in the browns. I don't know if I'll be able to change any or not. We'll see. So I'm gonna just make a note that I want to put Laura down there. Okay. And the next thing, let's see. I didn't show you the stitch count. Liberty's Welcome got 326 stitches. Monopoly got 281 stitches, and the Spring Quaker got 106. Now I try to work at least a minimum of 100 on all the projects once a month. Sometimes they get more just because I'm just, you know, in the mood. So that's why some will have more and some will have less. And the next thing I worked on was Peaceful Tranquility by Artisy. This is another one of my big projects. It's a BAP. Big awesome project. Love this one. Still up in this huge yellow tree, and I'm starting to get some blue sky right here. I'm starting to come across right about here now, so that's where we are. Just put in this 100 right here. That was the last thing I did. You got 100 stitches on Wednesday. Then the next thing I worked on was One Nation by Bygone Stitches. That's just on a 14 count gridded Ada, that last one that I bought off AliExpress. It's pre-gridded for you, so you don't have to deal with it, which is really nice. And this is One Nation by Bygone Stitches. I think most people have seen this. It's the American flag, and it's got all the states on the flag as they entered the Union. And I'm still doing this blue field up here. I haven't put any of the white in yet. I think I have 1 or 2 more little rows of the blue field, and then I'm done with it, and I will start putting in some stars and maybe some states as well. I know a lot of people are putting in like they'll do 1 star and 1 state at the same time. So I may try to do that. And so One Nation got 105 stitches on its day. And then we have it's called Welcome Back to School. It's by Charting Creations. The artwork is by Bonnie White. It's just an old time scene of people going back to school in their horse and buggies, and mama's walking them all to school, and the teacher's ringing a bell, and it's just a beautiful little scene. And I've been working on this one quite a while too. It's been 2 or 3 years now. 3 years. I started it in 2020, I believe. Oh, cue snap popped apart. Come on, get back on there. Okay. And this is as far as I am on Welcome Back to School. I've got the tree down here. I went all the way to the bottom. I've done a couple columns all the way to the bottom just to know I had plenty of room, and I did. So now I'm working in the diagonal, and I think this one was the last one I did right here, and I just did 100 stitches on this one. So I'm just bringing it down this way, and then the picture will come out a lot that way. You'll see more of it at once, is what I've been told. That's why I'm trying the diagonal. Okay. Then the next project I worked on was Welcome to the North Pole. This is a stitch along that we've been doing with it's Beth's group. Oh my goodness. I'll put it below. I totally lost it. It might come to me in a minute. This is Welcome to the North Pole by Primrose Cottage Stitches. If you haven't seen it. And I put in 135 stitches on this day. I now have the top of the wreath setting thing. I don't know what you call that. Banner. I put in this entire pole is what I did, and this little bit of snow. That was 135 stitches. She's getting there. That's that banner and that pole there. This is done on a 14 count golden needle. So, in the Christmas spirit, the next thing I worked on was Kringles. And if you haven't seen Kringles, she's been out a few years. This is Little House Needleworks Kringles. It looks like an old shopping store that they used to dress up the windows back in the day when we had the old stores, and they would dress them up all pretty for Christmas and other holidays. And it's just an old department store, and it's really pretty. This one is on a 14 count. I don't have the name of it. I did not ever write it down. When I started stitching this, I wasn't doing Flosstube or knew to write those things down, but this is where I am. I just put in this gift. That's what I did. And so that gift has 105 stitches in it. So 105 right there. So we're on the second window, moving right along. Okay. Next project I worked on was the shepherd. Thought I lost it for a second. The shepherd is by Cottage Garden Samplings. It looks like this. They have a whole series. This is like one of, I think, 7 or 8 that are out now. No, this is number 3. Number 3, and they have 7 or 8 now out now, I want to say. And so this is the first one I've started on. I do own most of them. And I'm working up here in his coat. So I got a little more of his coat done. And so this is where we are. It's coming out really, really nice. This is on a 14 count Ocean Air. Next project was Sunflower Farm, and it is by Corey E. Batakori. I probably mispronounce that every time I say it, but you get the gist. And there's the words. Let me show that to you. And here she is. This one is done on a Bestitch Me fabric. Writing that down so I don't forget to put that link in as well. This is a Bestitch Me fabric called Hot Cocoa. It's a really nice fabric. If you've not worked with Bestitch Me, it's a really nice soft fabric if you like really soft fabrics. Okay, so that is Sunflower Farm by Corey Batakori on Bestitch Me Hot Cocoa, 14 count. Those are all done in DMCs. I think most everything I've shown is DMC. Pringles is like the only thing that has fancy floss in it so far. This one has fancy floss. This one is Heartstring Samplery, and it's called Stitcher's Resolution. This one is a restart for me. I originally started it on a 16 count, but I don't really care for 16 count. I don't like the way the stitches lay. I can see it fine. It didn't call to me. Every time I went to pick it up, I didn't like it, but now I like it a lot more, and I put it on 14 count because now I'm aware I'm a 14 count Ada girl. So here is where it was on 16 count, and you can see it looked good. I didn't have any issues with it. I just didn't like stitching on it, so I moved it to 14 count, and here we are. I had a subscriber mention to me on here. It says, the first sentence says, when in doubt, always buy more linen and thread. And she said I should change that to Ada and thread. And I'm going to do that. Thank you for your suggestion. I had not thought about that, but that was a good idea. That is done in the fancy floss that it calls for, and that is just done on an ivory as well. I do like my ivory. You will notice that. There's a theme with my ivory. I like the ivory. Okay, the next project is In the Night Forest, and if you're new here, I love owls. I have a lot of owl projects going on, and I have a lot in waiting. This is an owl project. This is In the Night Forest by Riolas. It was a complete kit. And I am up here in the wing here, and I'm partly putting in the moon now. So we've got about that much done. And it is on just white Ada. I believe it's the Ada it came with. And so that's where we are. Starting to get in some yellow on the moon there. I did grid this myself. This is just done with a water soluble marker that I bought off Amazon. Just look up water soluble markers, you'll find it. I would always test my my markers on a corner or something to make sure they come out. And I've had no issues. I have had to take it out because I gridded wrong, and then had to dip the whole thing in, erase it all, and then do it back up. Yeah, I've done that. So you always want to make sure. Hopefully my stack doesn't fall over. It's getting big back there. You always want to make sure that your marker does come out. That's kind of important. Next project I worked on, In the Night Forest, sorry, it got 100 stitches as well. Stitcher's Resolution got 118, Sunflower Farms got 106, The Shepherd got 127, Kringle's got 105. So everybody's staying right in that 100 category. Then we worked on Signpost Stitcher. This is made by the Colorado Cross Stitcher. She has her own Flosstube, and it's her shop. She has a shop called Colorado Cross Stitcher, and I've been to her shop. I have done a shop tour. It's on my channel if you want to see what her shop looks like. It's a beautiful, wonderful shop. It really is. Reminds me a lot of a library. Everything's just so neatly organized and alphabetical, and just, everything's easy to find, and I love that shop. It's wonderful. So this is her own design. So she designed this, and I saw it up on her wall a couple years ago, and I didn't even know it was her design at the time. I just saw it and was like, I gotta have that. I don't know who makes that, but I need that. And then I found out it was her. She did it. This is done on that fabric flare that I showed you earlier, the one that's called Nut. And so here that is. It's on that same fabric. I bought a big yard of this, so I've done a couple projects on this. And I put in the R. That's what I did. I put in the R. So now we have the word stitcher. That R caught 137 stitches. There's 137 stitches in the arm. So I don't know where I'm going from here. There are still some more motifs I gotta put over here. There's a giant house and another tree here. So I'll probably go that way. I'll probably get all this stuff up here done, since I did do the first tree and the bird. And I'll just work more that way. Get a bunch of this stuff done and then work down toward the bottom and finish doing the border. There are some leaves and things that go in the border that I haven't done yet. I just did the inner piece of the border. But it's cute just that way too. But I will put those in. Okay, so the next project I worked on would be my Summer Quaker by Lila Studios. And I showed you the Spring Quaker earlier, and this is the summer one. And so summer, I'm also working on with Beth's Facebook group. And why is it not coming to me right now? I still ain't got it in my head yet. I'll link it below. And this is what I have on it so far. I'll show you the picture. It's also done on ivory. Like I said, I really, really like my ivory. And this is what it looks like. So I've just got this piece here done, and that little flower there, and a little heart. So not much. So that one got 107 stitches. I believe I put in these leaves on this, both leaves here. I know I put in this and this. So that was 107. So we got its 100 for the month. It probably will not come out for the next 4 or 5 days that I have left. It's not one I'm really worried about getting done anytime soon. This laundry one is called, it's Laundry. I don't think, yeah, it's just called Laundry. It's by Bobby G Designs. It's got a lot of back stitch in it, which my daughter Courtney does for me, and she's already done most of the stuff that I've already stitched. I am now on the iron here, so she will be back stitching all this iron and the words underneath it when I get it done. And this one got 119 stitches. It does have a lot of quarter stitches in it, so if you're not someone who likes to do quarter stitches, this would not be the project for you. It does have a lot of quarter stitches in it. And this is what I have so far. And I've been working on this iron right here. I hope you can see that. It has a lot of quarter stitches in it currently. But I think it's gonna be really, really cute. And that is also done on an ivory because I like the ivory. What we got after that? Oh, we're down to two more. Okay, so the next one is Our Hearts. This is a with thy needle and thread. Yeah, With Thy Needle and Thread, designed by Brenda Gervais. And it's a sampler. And it says, your heart and my heart are very old friends. And since my husband and I have been married for 31 years, I think our hearts are pretty old friends. So, on this day, I put in 135 stitches. Where we are. It does have a few specialty stitches in it. And these are specialty stitches up here. I think they're Algerian eyelets. I filled in this part of the flower. I didn't have it filled in. And then I did this flower, part of this flower over here. And so underneath that will be, there's like a big urn vase type thing that sits here that I will do. Our initials still go under the man and woman. And then we'll be doing some more of this, some more things on this side here. And then we have the phrase down here. And then it's got two other designs underneath. It's this and this again, repeat. Oh, I guess all three of them. This, and this. So all three repeat again at the bottom. So it's got a minute still. It's gonna take a minute. This one isn't on a time, so that is done in Fancy Floss. And I didn't tell you the fabric. Fabric on this one is a 14 count Vintage Country Mocha. One of a lot of people's favorites. Okay, and the last one I worked on, night before last, was Holiday Quaker by Leela Studios. That's this one here. I've done this on a 14 count pewter. And the last thing I worked on this was I did the whole inner border on this circle. I had the outside done. I did the inner border and the part of this tree. And so that's what she looks like all together. And I didn't write down how many stitches she got, but it's on my Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I'm also a 14 count 8 girl over on Instagram and TikTok as well. So that takes us through all the wows. The wows are my whips of the week. Those are also done in Fancy Floss. They called for Fancy Floss, so they're done in that. Sometimes if they're called in Fancy Floss, I will do them in Fancy Floss. Sometimes I'll just do them in GMC. It just depends on the mood I'm in and how much money I have to spend, I guess. Okay, so that takes us through the wows. Told you about the shop video. We'll talk about haul. My birthday was last week, and I got some haul from my children. My youngest daughter got me, well, I bought this not long ago. I think I showed it in an earlier video, the Woodland Babies. I had bought this, and I had her buy me the Afghan for my birthday that goes with it. So now I have the Afghan. I don't have any grandchildren to make this for, so I'm not in any rush to make it. Not gonna be in any rush to finish it. And even if I don't ever get any, it'll be a great blanket for myself because these animals are just so cute. It'll make a great lap blanket, you know. So, and this is a Stony Creek Woodland Babies. I bought it off 1-2-3 Stitch. The blanket we found on Amazon. Just typed in baby Afghan blanket and it was there, and it just says it's a Charles Craft, so it's Charles Craft, so we know it's good quality. That's part of my haul. And then my oldest daughter, the one who does my backstitch, Courtney, she got me a gift card to 1-2-3 Stitch because she said she didn't want to have to decide on my wish list which ones to get me, and for me just to decide. So with her gift card, I bought this Realist kit that my friend Marty sent me a picture of like a month ago. She showed it to me. She was like, "You would love this, Tina." And I'm like, "Oh, Tina loves this." And Tina put it on her wish list. And so since I had the gift card, I went ahead and bought it. And it's a Realist kit, so it's everything included. And since we are getting ready to do our back to school project I was talking about earlier, I'm doing a giant nativity scene, and it's a night scene, so the night sky is really dark. It's mostly black and 310 and 939. So I thought the best thing to do for this project would be to buy a cone of 310. So with my daughter's gift card, I bought a cone of the 310. And I thought, well, you know, I used a lot of white too, so you might as well get you a white one too. And this will last a long time, right? So we were adding it up yesterday, me and my friend on Zoom, my friend Marty and I, and we calculated that I'm saving like $14 by buying it on the cone rather than buying it by the skein. So, so they have lots of colors on 1-2-3 Stitch if you want to look up cone. I just looked up, I typed in, well, 1-2-3 Stitch, and I typed in DMC cone, and they've got a lot of colors. So I put a bunch of them on my wish list now, and I think I'm going to start giving myself one a month. And I have quit doing one of the fabric of the months that I was in because I received a lot of fabric from a viewer, or from 2 viewers. And so I didn't need any more fabric, so I'm just going to swap that, the money I was using on that, to start getting some of these cones, because I know I'm not going to stop stitching anytime soon. So yeah, I'm just going to get colors that I tend to use, like 3371 and the 939. They have 666, 321. They just have a lot of colors. Every color, well, not every color, but a lot of colors. Then the other thing I got is, I don't think I've showed this yet. Pretty sure I haven't. My bags. Sorry about the crinkle. My bags that I use for all my projects came in. They are back in stock. I will link them down below. I get them on Amazon. They used to be 10 for 10. I think they're now 10 for 13, but still an awesome, awesome deal. It's these bags here. They have the mesh front, and it has a zipper here, and you can put your information, or if you have a smaller project cover, you can put it in there. The quality on these are great. I have bought these now 5 times. I have 50 of these, I think. 50 or 60, I don't even remember now. And they're just great, great bags. They're like a canvas material. The zippers are great. I've had no issues with any of my zippers, and the quality's just been awesome. Now, they do only have them in the one size. It is size A4. So I will link the bags below as well. And I think, oh, for my birthday also, my mama can buy, and she got me this cute Mickey Mouse bag. Isn't it cute? And it's also insulated, so if you wanted to carry drinks or something in there, you can. If you want to throw projects in there, you can do that too. So yeah, got this little insulated bag. My husband got me a fire pit that I wanted to carry with us for when we go travel. I really like a campfire, but I don't like the smoke. I don't like to smell like smoke. I don't like it when my hair smells like smoke. I'm not all about that life. So I was like, is there something we could do to make a campfire but not have smoke? And he's like, yeah, you could get a propane one. I said, that's what I want for my birthday. I want a propane one. So I got a propane fire pit for my birthday. I'm very, very happy about that. And we have used it once. It's just been really, really hot here. So once it cools up again, then we'll be able to bring it back out. We went to the RV retreat, and this is one of the little bags they gave us for going to the retreat. And it's like a little goodie bag. It had a little map and probably a pen or some other things, and I don't even know what was in it, but I thought it'd make a good little project bag. So I'm going to use that as a little project bag. We did not get to go out in the retreat at all. None of it. He got sick, and then I got sick 2 days after he did, and that was pretty much it. And by the time it was time to leave, we were both feeling well enough to drive home. So well, that's how it is sometimes, right? As for plans, we really don't have any kind of big plans about going anywhere. We're home in Indiana now. He and my 2 daughters are planning a trip to New Jersey in the middle of September to go see his mother, their grandmother. She's not well, and so they're going to see her, and they'll be gone for a week, and I'll be in my big house, as I call it, the big house. I'll be in the house with the 2 older dogs, and Aspen will stay in the house with me. And so the next video will probably be coming from, well, September's video. So middle of September's video will be coming from in the house. He's getting dental work done in August, September, and October. So we have to be here for all of that dental work. I did have an MRI last week, and my MRI came out clear. I am cancer-free. So yay for that. I do see my oncologist next week, but it's just a, hey, how you doing? Glad your MRI went well type of thing. So that's it for me for the year. I don't have to have anything else done for the rest of this year. So like I always like to tell everyone, if you haven't yet done so, please go get your mammograms. Your mammograms can save your life. They did mine. So until next time, bye-bye.